8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And hey,
Hey there.
how's it going?
Good, you?
All right. Well, welcome to today's special IFB live role playing game of the Stranded Warrior. And we're going to bring on the none other than Doc McAuley and the president of ABC Games, uh, Andrew Brown, who it was kind enough to take this project on. And so hopefully you guys have downloaded the free RPG. It's all out there for you guys to enjoy. And we're doing a playthrough here live with you guys of the Stranded Warrior role playing game. The rules and the character sheets and everything are out there. We have our dice ready to go, right? And of course, Andy's going to be our game master, so I'm ready. I have my die,
Check
and
1, 2.
I think there he is. Andrew, thank you for joining us. Thank you for being the GM, and of course, Doc McAuley taking time out also from your busy schedule. And coming on so we can play RPG Battlestar Galactica Stranded Warrior games on this good day prior to New Year's soon to be. So welcome everybody to IFB live. We're going to be playing games.
Audio check. Everybody?
Yep.
Hello.
Check. One,
Yeah,
two,
yeah.
1, 2.
Yeah, I can hear you,
Everybody's
mate.
working.
Yeah.
1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4.
There is no better way to finish the year out than to play some Battlestar Galactica, Stranded Warrior.
Heck yeah.
And if you haven't downloaded it, go to our site or
Yeah. It's a
alright.
PDF, right?
PDF, IFB.
yeah.
Totally free. And,
Totally free. It's all there. Everything you need. And I believe we're gonna hey Doc McAuley, did we do the supplement for the Cylon?
The supplement for the Cylon is written and finished, and
Okay.
all I need to do is put a nice little cover onto it,
Oh,
and we could maybe try and release that for New Year's Eve tomorrow.
excellent.
And I also have a Colonial Warriors supplement with all the weapons and
Oh, that's cool. I've
ships
seen
and
both.
stuff as well. Yeah, so we've got lots of things here, lots of freebies for our fans and for the supporters
look at
of the
that.
Stranded Warrior. So there we go. So everybody's getting their guns ready.
Lasers ready. Lasers.
That's it.
You guys get your guns ready. I'm going to
Get the beer. Yeah, so this would be a good time to introduce the beer that I'm drinking today. So everybody knows I like a really terrible beer. And the caveat is that it's terrible for me. It may be lovely for you.
I think it sounds amazing. I love peanut butter.
Peanut butter.
Yeah,
peanut
but not your
butter,
beer.
Peanut butter milk stout,
Oops,
right?
wrong one.
So Troy came up with the idea of combining the
Right.
flavor of peanut butter with our milk stout, and he called it "Don't Let the Dark Color Fool You."
There we
This
go.
beer is delightfully easy to drink with cascading aromas of roasted peanuts, dark chocolate, and coffee. Good times to you, my friend, and welcome to the Beaver family. Cheers, Tom. To be fair, that's a nice little personal write up.
Nothing like a beaver.
It's from Damn Good Times. And it's 5.3%, so it's quite light. It's not a heavy beer.
Refreshing.
Now, I also have another one on standby because one is absolutely
Never
never enough when you're playing games. And this is, most people will know this. This is Sapporo.
Yeah, there we go.
This is a very nice premium beer. This is 5%, so it's even lighter. But it's in a very attractive tall can. See, oh, there we go. It's a very attractive tall can.
Sapporo.
Oh,
Excellent.
Sapporo. So there you go. So those are my two beers, gentlemen.
Excellent. I'm just drinking regular Budweiser.
King of beers.
So when
There you go.
yes, it's just Budweiser. Boom.
Perfect for any occasion.
That's the king of beers.
Lunches, RPGs, funerals, weddings.
I'm required by law to be drinking Guinness anytime viewed in public. Anyone from Ireland has to drink Guinness, whether they like it or not. It's in the contract.
It's in the fine print, right, Andrew?
Yeah.
It's in the fine
Yeah.
print.
And you wouldn't know he's a Battlestar fan.
Fight
from all the
people,
stuff he's got behind
fight
him.
people, and drink Guinness.
And not necessarily in that order, right?
Oh no!
No,
I mean,
yeah.
at the same time, preferably. We don't want to waste time.
We've all seen The Quiet Man. The Quiet Man film where John Wayne, they all stop the fight and then they get to the pub. And then they stop fighting and then they have a couple of pints and they finish their pints and then they continue to fight.
I kind of prefer Family Guy, where when Peter arrives in Ireland, the airplane touches down and literally has to glide through abandoned beer bottles.
Yeah, it's quite true to life, that sort of a thing.
No, you're safe in Canada. I am not endorsing that statement. You know where I live.
We're all just a bunch of drunks. Everybody knows it. That's why the stereotype fits.
You know what they say, those stereotypes, sometimes, there's a kernel of truth in there.
It's only a caricature if it's not true.
That's it.
So we are going to have some fun with the RPG. And again, thank you all for taking time out to come and play. I hope everybody also that has downloaded it. It's a PDF, guys. So when I say download, it's just a PDF. It's a role-playing game. It's not a video game. It's a original Stranded Warrior set in the world of 1978 BSG almost entirely. And obviously we've put in some, unique twists courtesy of both ABC Games, Andrew Brown, of course, Dr. McAuley, and then Tipsy and I, we had a couple of suggestions along the way. So I think you guys will all enjoy it for those of you that are interested. And if you just want to take a look at it, please go on the website, go on to our Facebook page and you'll see it's there. You can just download it. And that's what we're going to use to play today. We have pre-selected characters and Andy's going to be our dungeon master or game master. And
Mostess with the mostess.
That's it. And so, let's. Oh my God, what is going?
What's he got? What's he got? What's that?
Kraken Black Rum.
Kraken?
Good man.
Right.
Wow.
So we've got to explain this a little bit.
Yes.
This is a bit of a drinking game, to be fair.
Look at that. Isn't that
So, what is that concoction though? Is that?
I'll never tell.
Right.
Kraken and like lemonade.
No.
Right.
No,
No, it's sitting on top of it.
It's like if it's lemonade, it's like 80 proof.
Don't worry, you can tune in probably New Year's Eve. I'm definitely do some. We're gonna do some.
Lemonade, it's like 80 proof.
Don't worry, tune in probably New Year's Eve. I'm definitely do some.
Oh, I'm getting some feedback from somebody.
Who's got their speaker on?
There we got it. Fixed it. Whoever did was that.
Fixed it. Okay.
There we go.
All right.
Well, Andy, do you want to tell our lovely audience the type of game that we're playing and what they should expect from us?
Whoa, that's two very different questions. The first one, it's a role-playing game. So if you haven't played a role-playing game before, it's a little bit like creative storytelling. So I have a plot, a scenario, a bit like an author might have for their book. But unfortunately for me, these guys represent the characters in my story, and I have literally no control over what they do or say. So that's my get-out clause for what goes wrong.
Excellent.
But yeah, it's. I think that's the joy of role-playing. You can take it very, very seriously. I mean, obviously, I'm surrounded here by role-playing games and big rule books and all the rest of it. But at its heart, role-playing game is just an idea for a story, and the games master will throw out the scene. They represent the world, the environment, all the people that the players might interact with. And my decisions are partly made arbitrarily by what I think feels good, and then for stuff that needs to be a little bit more random, the dice decide. And then for the players as well, they'll have a character sheet that represents the person that they're being in the game world or the story. And if they're coming up with good ideas and role-playing well, most GMs will just let it go. And if they're chancing their arm and trying to be a bit too fly, we'll always insist on dice rolls from them. And then it's all in the hands of the gods. What happens next?
Excellent. Excellent.
As for what everyone can expect from you guys, I think the Interfleet broadcast audience is only well too aware what they can expect from you guys.
Mayhem.
So that's exactly what it's going to be.
IFB style. So if whoever's watching, it's right. The game is on IFB. It's free. The whole thing is free. And again, thank you to ABC Games, represented obviously by the president here, Andrew Brown. Thank you very much for doing this. Written and put together by Dr. McAuley. Doc McAuley has recently been nominated for an award in the RPG world. So
yes, an Emmy award, which is nice. It's like the Oscars of tabletops, apparently.
Yes,
so there you go. So
Oscars for nerds.
Yes.
Oscars for nerds. There
The Annie award.
Yes.
Oscars, no. Any.
No?
It's an Annie award. So congratulations for that. And that was a nomination for an RPG that you'd created in 2024. You brought all of that with you, all that knowledge and background, and you used that to help create this game. So I hope everybody out there, you can go on and just download it. It's a PDF, and we're going to have 2 extras that are going to go with that. I believe we said in a couple of days, there'll be the Cylon and the Colonial Warrior add-ons.
There's also another game.
Oh boy.
Oh.
There's the Stranded Warrior miniature war game.
What?
Is written, finished, skill set, everything's in it. So we're going to try and get that out at the start of the year, because we know January's a bit glum, and we can recommend some figures, some miniature figures that might go with this game. So stay tuned for that in the next couple of weeks, folks. We want to give back as much as we can to you guys, and we want to, you tune in every week to hear us talk about all this stuff. And we appreciate it. So yeah, we want to give back as much as we can.
Thank you very much for that. That's a surprise, a scoop. So thank you, both of you, for doing this. ABC Games, Andrew Brown and Doc McAuley. So that'll be out soon, and that'll be a lot of fun too. So we'll probably end up trying to play that as well. That's going to be great. I myself am not an RPG guy. I was always around it. I've watched it. I knew my friends that did it. I've read some of it. I was a miniature guy, 40K, and then some. Played plenty of that over the years. So I'm looking forward to that as well. So thank you again. Tipsy,
we need to clarify that RPG does not stand for rocket-propelled grenade.
Okay, you should not have said that, but that's beside the point. No, it's a role-playing game. Thank you very much.
If you're not familiar with the rocket-propelled grenades...
That is actually, through previous employment, what I thought an RPG was. But we'll not go into that today.
That's the problem with acronyms. They can stand for whatever you think they stand for.
Yes, exactly.
That's it.
All right. So I think we should jump in. Game on.
Fans, fuel, fleet. Look at how dark that beer is. And this is supposed to be a peanut butter milk scout.
Oh my God. Good luck with that, buddy.
It's not darker than Guinness.
No. I actually had one on Sunday, which was a Speedway alleyway ale, and it was darker than Guinness. And it was a hard drink too. It was 17%. Right.
Excellent.
If you're not
there
doing
is
30 proof,
no strangers to adult beverages here, but we're here to play some RPG. Let's get it on, guys.
Okay, champs. So, as it stands, yous have recently departed the Battlestar Helios. It hangs in the darkness of the firmament behind you, shrouded in a cloud of asteroids, and debris. Yourselves have embarked upon a converted Cylon raider. There is Captain Celine Draven, who is Chris. There's Dr. Ilara Crean, which I believe you are, Peter.
Yes.
We have an NPC, a non-playing character, to step up and help you a little, Lieutenant Jack Ryder. But most exciting for both of you is, of course, your brand new colleague, CR150, nicknamed Chris, the Chrome Cylon, who sits at the navigational seat.
That's right.
And has been, you're assured, programmed with loyalty to the colonial fleet and to the preservation of humankind.
Of course.
I love it.
Your ship glides along quite happily on its predetermined course until there's a bleep on the scanners in front. Chris, ensure the navigational comment. And this is going to be confusing, Chris and Chris. I will try to refer to you only by your character names.
Say Cylon.
Everyone else benefit. So, Chris, on the screen in front of you, you recognize the blips that indicate a Cylon patrol group just ahead of you. You are currently masked by the asteroids, but their path does bring them dangerously close towards you. What would you like to do?
Okay, go ahead.
So this is for Chris the Cylon, is it? Yeah.
This is Chris the Cylon, not
Chris
Chris
the
the
Cylon.
Cylon, because I'm going to be calling you Celine from now on.
You can call me whatever you want, mate. I'm
I
happy.
know I can.
I want to scan.
You want to scan? Okay. So grab me 4 of your D6 there, Chris. Give me a roll. This is a fairly simple process for you. So anything that is 3 or higher will count as a success.
Oh, yeah, definitely successful. Of course.
Excellent.
Master
So, yeah,
are always-
standard patrol, 3 craft. I'll believe you. I'll believe you. 3 craft, lead craft, obviously. Yeah, look at that. He's being very honest. Looking at it closely, their flight path will bring them close enough for scan range.
That's a problem. Okay, so we need to do something. Dr. Keene is a scientist and strategist, although a civilian specialist. My character is concerned about being scanned since we have life forms on board the Raider. So that needs to be addressed.
What do we have near us? Is there any debris near us that we can hide in?
Tons of it. A lot of leftover potatoes from Star Wars are spinning around in the sky around you.
Okay, so I'm going to navigate the Raider into the debris. That's risky. It's very, very risky. Yep. But I think the debris can hide us a little bit, I think, from the scanner. So I've got to do an agility roll, I take it? Is it a roll against my agility?
It's an agility roll. Now, Dr. Keene had a good point. If you want to see if Dr. Keene can give you an optimum flight path, it will help even if your roll maybe isn't just as good as it should be.
I trust Dr. Keene.
You want to roll your strategy?
Yeah, let's do it.
So go for it. Peter, if you roll Dr. Keene's strategy, again, 4 or higher will do for this. It's not immensely challenging.
All right, so just 1 die.
What's your science? You've got a special ability. I think you've got your intellect plus your tactics.
Yeah, intellect is at 5, and charisma 2, agility 2, skills, my hacking, strategic, or focused mind. Which one do you want me to?
Your strategic.
Strategic is intellect 3+.
Okay, so you'll get to roll your intellect dice, and you'll be able to add 3 to whatever you get. So if you get like only 1 success and say a 1, you'll be able to add 3 to that, which will make it a second success anyway.
All right, so 1 die. Here it goes.
No. Whatever your intellect is, I think you said your intellect was 4 or 5.
Intellect is 5.
Right, so that's 5 dice.
5. Here we go. 5 dice rolling now, and I have. There we go. I got a 2, a 3, a 1, a 5, and a 1.
Okay, so you can add your +3 you've got there. So that gives you 2 successes. It's not great. You don't see an optimum strategy here. There's so much at play. So unfortunately, Dr. Keane can't really give you any assistance in this one, Chris. It's down to your flying.
Okay, well, Captain Celine Draven is going to... Now, the backstory of this is that I am a decorated pilot with a storied military history. I am known for bravery and tactical instincts, but my confidence masks the weight of past failures. So there could be a little bit of a, there could be some PTSD going on here with Captain Celine Draven. So I'm going to roll my 4 dice. Here we go. Oh dear. Oh dear. We have 1 success and 3 failures.
3 failures. Okay. Now, this is where the role of the GM comes into its own. Do I be ridiculously cruel or do I be kind? I'm just going to let the dice decide for me. So I know what I've got in mind here. Right, so you navigate trying to sweep your way among quite a dense debris field. Your idea is completely sound. It would mask you from sensors and all manner of things. Unfortunately for you, you managed to slam the raider 2 or 3 times sideways into some of the debris. Red lights start blinking in front of you, Cylon Chris, as the damage screen comes up, showing you that the fins for the Cylon or for the raider's wings have both been impaired now, making flight slightly more cumbersome. The ship has also taken some irreparable damage, but looks of things.
Oh,
we're going to have a bad time trying to get back to the fleet. We're going to be in trouble.
To begin with.
Now, you have smashed into some rocks. That might have drawn the attention of some people, so I'm just going to make a little roll here.
Oh boy.
Okay, so CR15. You're watching the screen, one screen, big red flashing lights, not good. Also mentions something about fuel slowly going down as well, but I'm sure that's not important. The Cylon patrol group changes its path. It arcs. You probably find yourself instinctively reaching for the gun stick, but just at the last second, they seem to bank again, and within a few feet, turn back onto the patrol path. The debris seems to have done its job with 3 failures on my part and only 1 success. So, Chris, or McAuley, Draven, Celine, there we go. I'm going to need some fancy flying from you to get back on course now, because essentially your ability to manipulate this ship has been greatly good.
Well, here we go. I'm going for it. 3 successes, 1 failure.
Okay, that's fine. With difficulty, I mean, you are literally dragging on the stick here because the ship is not wanting to do anything for you. It takes twice as long and twice as far, but eventually you manage to make the curve to get back onto the green track, and looming up ahead of you is this rather large, angular, fang-shaped asteroid that you've been given as your target, where the Primus Nexus is being stored and worked on by the Cylon fleet. Chris, if you want to give me another navigation scanner roll, so that'll be your intellect dice. CR15.
How many?
Whatever your intellect number is.
Intellect is 3.
I can't remember everybody's numbers.
254.
254. That's grand. You have come up on screen. The station's defense is asking for an authorization code. Now, you of course have the authorization code, but it would be my impression that this might be one of those moments where you feel your loyalty chip is called into question. So, I'm going to ask you to roll 3d6 and give me your results.
Oh boy.
I don't trust those damn Cylons, I'm telling you.
Nope.
Get your gun ready. Get your gun ready.
Oh no. Oh
What did you? Yeah, you have to tell me. I can't say, unfortunately.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Yeah.
1, 2, 1. Okay. So on my little tally sheet, we've got Colonial on one side, and we've got Cylon on the other. This is one tick to the Cylon side. For a moment, your loyalty swings completely, just for a moment, to the Cylon fleet. And you don't enter the access codes that allow you free navigation. So, gentlemen, suddenly the proximity alarms sound within the raider, and you have Celine. Would you
Captain say, okay, so I'm going to use my survival instinct skill. So that means that I can resist physical harm or environmental hazards. I'm going to use it. And that is against my strength. So I have four dice. My strength's 3. So let's give this a go and see if it actually works. See if I can dodge these things. I have 2 successes and 2 failures.
2 successes and 2 failures. That's okay. 1 missile slams into the raider. Those red blinking lights just got a lot redder and a lot more blinking. And it's quite clear for all of you to see on the display screen in front of CR15 that literally half the raider is now lit up with red danger faults coming up on its systems. Artistically, your raider is gliding in now, and there is a black plume emanating from it in the thin atmosphere of the asteroid.
Okay, well, I think that Dr. Keene is going to try to hack the system and try to add in some kind, either an override or some type of,
Bypass
something.
the damage.
Yeah, and try to shut down the systems that are going to hamper the raider from landing, and also just in general try to do whatever the doc can do.
Well, I'll tell you what, Lieutenant Ryder.
The damage.
Yep, Lieutenant Ryder, who's with you, has also some engineering and maintenance ability. So what I will do is I will allow you 2 extra dice to your roll to represent Lieutenant Jack's assistance.
Okay.
So go for it. Make your
here we
roll.
go. All right, so it's a 2, a 3, a 2, a 5, a 2, a 3, and a 4.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4 successes there. You're fairly sure that you've managed to bypass the fuel leak. So the fuel has stopped. You're also relatively sure, looking at what you're seeing, that you've managed to secure the landing gear working, which is very important. And you've managed to bring back a little bit of rudder control to this flying brick as it is at the minute.
Oh boy.
One thing that you realize you haven't been able to fix is your bird has been equipped with O2, obviously for your benefit, and you haven't been able to stem the flow of O2 from the ship.
Oh boy, that's bad.
Stupid.
So
humans.
up ahead of you, Chris, there is the landing bay. There's the landing bay. Would you like to give me a roll to land this flying brick?
Yes. And then we need to get the hell out of this flying brick as soon as it lands. So, gentlemen, I would advise, once, if I can land this thing, we go out guns blazing, because that black plume of smoke has going to be that's going to have alerted the Cylon's base. They're going to know we're not one of them. So, here we go.
They're going to know you guys can't fly with the crap.
Listen, Toaster, if I want your opinion, I'll ask for it. All right? Just you sit there. Content yourself.
We can't turn him off,
Slug your rum. But we need him for the... We need him.
Wait a minute. I feel that they're against me now.
Well, hold on. I'm going to try and...
I'm going to stay with you, people or not.
I have 3 successes, 1 failure.
3 successes and 1 failure is
Yes.
grand. I'm
Okay.
not even going to do anything mean to you for that. I was going to slam you into the concrete,
Okay.
but I won't. You touch it down like a pro.
Of course I do.
Nice.
Hands
You'll
are
get lucky every so once in a while.
the hands are shaking. The mind's remembering what happened back, in the fleet a couple of months ago. But I'm still okay. I can still land this. I'm now looking at Chris the Cylon pointedly,
Yep.
and I'm going to question his loyalty.
Yep.
And
your
I'm
loyalty to me.
I'm going to request that after he does a loyalty check, he takes another big swig of that drink.
Yes.
Because he is the tipsy toaster.
Well, Commander Kane says, "Frack the tin heads."
We need a Commander Kane on this mission with us.
That's right.
Next mission, Paul. You've got to come on with
Tipsy, give us a loyalty roll.
That is how many loyalty?
3 dice.
3 dice. Ooh, these dice are messed up.
What'd you get?
1, 2, 2.
1, 2, 2.
Well, I'm going to request my tactical command skill, which means that a teammate can re-roll. Now, technically, it's during combat or skill checks, but I want to just, because this game could be finished very quickly if I don't.
Yeah.
If he turns, we're dead.
Yeah.
Tipsy, on that, you're allowed a re-roll thanks to Captain Celine's.
I am picking 3 different dice, just in case.
Use different dice.
Yes.
These dice are loaded, folks. Like he can't. His trigger finger.
Dice.
His trigger finger's itchy. He's wanting colonial blood at the end of this. You know that.
Wow. 6, 3, 3.
Okay.
6, 3, 3. For a
Although
split second.
I don't know how this works because this dice doesn't have a number on it.
Oh, that's special. At 6, 3, 3, there's just a fleeting second where you think you'd like to punch your hand straight through her head, and then strangely you think that's an odd thing to want to do to my commanding officer who I respect and admire.
Damn right, you should.
Hang on, wait, yeah.
There you go. Take a big slug of that. There you go.
One tick on the colonial side.
Oh
Very
boy.
good.
Okay.
Right, guys, we need to get out of this ship.
Yeah.
We need to get out of the ship. Okay, so everybody get your blasters ready. What can we see before we go out of the ship, Andy? What are we looking at?
So, looking out the viewports in front of you, you're in quite a large hangar. 2 or 3 raiders are parked up in various stages of either being refueled or worked on. There's also what appears to be a huge amount of cargo crates stacked up. What the Cylons need cargo for, I don't know. Maybe spare parts. But perhaps what you really want to know is about the 4 Cylons that are charging straight forward with their rifles blasting at your raider at the minute.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, we're not getting home, so there's no point. I'm just going to use the raiders' weapons. Well, we could do that, but I think what we should do is use our raiders' guns in the hangar and try and cause as much damage as we possibly can before we go out and face the Cylons, because I think combat against 4 Cylons in the state we're in might not be too good. So okay, let's do that. I think the stats for the weapons for the raider, I'm just off the top of my head, I think it was 5 for the guns. As far as
it's 5d6 doing
5d6.
Doing
okay.
a stupid amount of damage because they're generally supposed to use in space.
Here we go. We're going for it. Okay. That's 5 successes, 1 failure.
Okay. Everyone is kind of aware of what the guns in a raider are for. Therefore, a raider is essentially a fighter bomber.
It is not recommended to shoot them indoors.
No, exactly. So, a plume of explosions happen in front. The Cylons that were charging up the corridor towards you are no longer there. a large proportion of the cargo that was in front of you is no longer there, and most of the rear wall of the hangar is no longer there. You could possibly fly a Raider now into the asteroid. Yeah, there's klaxons and sirens and smoke and strange ubiquitous sort of black pipes are hanging down from the ceiling in various places with some sort of thing pumping out of them, some smoky substance. It's probably not important.
Human blood.
I'm sure any damage to you.
Okay,
Right,
so
that's what's
so we're
powering
gonna
the Cylons, anyways. It's
we're-
human blood.
we're gonna jump out. We're gonna get out the Raider now.
Okay.
Are there any Cylons left functional when we get out of here, when we get out of the ship?
I think it would be beyond plausible given what you just fired in the confines where you fired it. Yous probably shouldn't even still be alive. But anyway.
So we're okay, so we're clear, so we get out.
You're clear at the minute, yeah.
And we run towards the opening that has appeared after I judiciously fired the Raider ship's weapons, right?
I mean,
Okay.
up ahead of you there was this lovely sort of, steel door, double there. Now
That's
it's
gone.
more like a black, twisted, cavernous opening
Yeah.
with rock that eventually becomes a corridor again.
So I'm going to request that the Doctor, Pete, takes point and
Okay.
goes forward
Okay.
and uses his tactical awareness
I'm okay with that.
to see. Yeah. I'm going to be behind Chris the Cylon, and
Chicken.
and Jack is going to be in between.
Oh, in between, right. So
Okay.
so you're at the back.
I'm at the back.
Chicken.
I am a good general. I lead from the back, not the front.
Just wanted
Humans.
to be sure that I knew exactly where you were. That's okay.
Yes.
First, you're firing guns indoors that shouldn't be fired indoors. And you're chickening from the back. So I think that tells you why the Cylons need to get rid of you guys.
Well,
All right.
I am observing the situation from the best place, the rear, and I'm
I don't
keeping
trust
my
you behind me.
I'm keeping my eyes on you, Cylon.
That's right.
I
I
don't
to
trust
do
you
it.
behind me. I feel that you don't trust me. I feel
Yeah.
that you don't trust me because you have to stay behind me.
Yeah, that's right. All right, so I'm going to then use the abilities that the Doctor has. Dr. Keen, right, is scientist and strategist, a specialist in various different areas, including hacking, and has a tremendous focused mindset. So the Doctor figures, based on what is seen through that gape now, the gaping hole that was blown out, it looks like that's probably the best way to go, and is going to take off, leading the charge towards the gaping hole to get into deeper into this Cylon outpost.
Yeah, I mean, this seems to be from your quick look around what was left of the hangar bay. There seems to only be the one path out from this room, and you're heading down it. The first part of it is twisted rubble. I mean, you are literally ducking under fallen girders, pipes with like dry ice kind of stuff coming out of it, and all sorts of things, until you eventually come clambering through into this pristine, almost mirror-like corridor that runs slightly down at an angle. So it's sort of from this point you're going to do your assessment on the tactical threats and opportunities that are about you. So if you want to go ahead and make a roll for that.
Okay, I'm rolling intellect is 5, and here we go. So I guess that's strategic analysis. The intellect is 3+. So I just rolled a 6, a 5, a 6, a 1, and a 2.
Brilliant. Okay, that's pretty darn good. You're aware from the sort of the nature of how this corridor is designed. This is almost like a fail-safe trap. You're fairly confident that within the ceiling or the walls or the floor, you're not sure where, but everything that you know about your analytical expertise tells you that there are safeguards built into this, that if somebody, I don't know, like yourselves, blew open the hangar with a large ship and tried to gain entry to this facility, some further countermeasure would be here. You're not sure what, you're not sure where, but you know that something is not just plain and simple about this corridor.
So now I'm going to push Chris, the Cylon, in front. I'm going to command him to go in front. So the order will be Chris, the Cylon, Jax, the Doctor, and myself.
Okay. What sort of distance between each of you?
I'm telling everybody to grip closely to the Cylon, because I'm reasoning that the defenses are going to be triggered by non-Cylons rather than Cylons.
Oh, isn't he a clever clogs? You'd nearly think he wrote the game.
You're going to push me ahead? Are you going to ask me to do something?
We're pushing you ahead, yes.
I think you're ordering me to do something.
I'm ordering
I should
you.
probably check to see if I'm going to follow the order.
Listen, Tinhead, get you away in the front there, and you scout. That's what you're here for.
There might be a loyalty check here.
Yes,
there's going to be, yeah.
Hey, don't preempt the GM. So, Chris, as you're walking down the corridor, various thoughts float through the algorithms of your mind. But one of them that does come to mind for you very much so is, this is a Cylon security zone. And obviously, you're fully aware it has safeguards in place. That does sort of tickle the little bit of software that the Colonials have interfered with. So I will be requiring a loyalty check from you, because you do realise that this corridor is littered with auto turrets, which will pop out and pretty much disintegrate anything that isn't supposed to be here.
Loyalty.
Go ahead, give me another loyalty roll.
Where's that one?
3d6.
Yep, I'm just trying to find. Yep, there it is. I was hoping for a d20. Oh, you lucky. 4, 5, 6.
4, 5, 6. Yeah. So, Celine, you're quite right. As you walk down, as the Cylon starts down the corridor, little hatches, and indeed, this proves your theory right too, Dr. King. Little hatches just glide silently open, and these little one-eyed kind of turrets pop down with, tiny little needle gun on them. And they just start sort of spinning around frantically. Celine, at the back, as you walk, all of them are kind of focusing in on you. As the group passes, there's a moment's hesitation in each of them. You're maybe just a tiny bit further away from Chris or from CR15 than you might like to be.
Okay, so they're targeting me now.
They're all sort of, there's that jittery motion as if, is there something there? Isn't there?
I'm going to stop, and then I'm going to pull back to a point of safety.
You're like halfway down the corridor now.
Oh, right. Okay, so we're halfway.
Oh, yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Safety.
Right. I'm going to pull out my laser rifle, and I'm going to start looking at if there's any weak spots in the turrets. Now, I'm going to ask.
Cylons don't make weak spots.
I'm going to ask the Doctor to use some strategic analysis, because I'm going to be looking for a hatch for us to hack.
Yep.
And once you do that, if you find it, I'm then going to ask Lieutenant Jax Ryder to use his sabotage skill to go in there and to disable the turrets.
Okay. So intellect is 5.
Yep.
And strategic analysis is a 3+. So here we go.
Now, this is a hard one, Doctor. There's no denying this. Whilst you have had access to Cylon technology, you've got to look around at blueprints and examine raiders. you have managed to look through the debris from a base star before. You've never really had an opportunity, and neither has many people within the Colonial Fleet, to really get to grips with big built Cylon technology. So this will be a 5 or a 6 for successes.
Okay. So here we go. 5 die.
I like the way you say die.
3, 1, 2, 2, and 1 6.
Die.
Okay, so you've got 3 successes there. Your +3 will easily give you another success out of one of those. You're literally in a quandary. You can identify 2 or 3 areas that may well be hatches, but what they're hatches for? Are they really hatches? You're not sure. Your best guess, and you kind of point to the left at the end of the corridor, is I think that's like some sort of conduit hatch.
You might want to ask the Cylon what's up ahead.
Chris, or CR15, you obviously overhear Celine saying this to the doctor, and you absentmindedly glance around, and you know exactly which hatch would be a useful one to find. But
I have internal data link.
I'm going to make a loyalty roll for you in this one because it amuses me.
He still has to take a shot after you do it.
Right, that's 2 6s, 2 6s and a 4. So
lucky.
your software would feel inclined to help them in this instance.
Wow.
Lucky. That's all I can say.
Okay, so
just as Dr. Keane is pointing at one of the panels kind of very carefully, the Cylon just puts out an arm and points at a different one and just looks at it.
Okay, so I'm going to go with
one eye.
I'm going to go with our Cylon compatriots decision. I'm going. Yeah, well, he's being helpful.
I feel impressed. You actually trust me now.
He's being helpful for once. So I've got to give him something. So I'm going to ask Lieutenant Jax Ryder. Let's get him into play now. And I'm going to ask him to use his sabotage skill and to disable the turrets.
Jack Ryder.
Okay,
Jax.
the first problem that Jax has, he kind of starts and then turns around and goes, "Chief, I've no idea how to open this thing. There's no bolts, there's no clips, there's no sliders."
Okay, then I'm going to ask our Cylon friend to rip the hatch from the wall. Yeah, use a strength roll and rip that hatch from the wall.
I don't want to damage my base station.
you have to do it. Roll it.
No, do you know what? I would take that on board from Tipsy. And the Cylon, literally with its roving eye, kind of looks between the two of you, and you're ripping up the wall, and just doesn't even look at the wall, just puts out one finger and presses it, and the hatch pops open, and it just drops its arms down to its side again, and you could swear for an instant it just shakes its head.
Nice.
Stupid humans.
Nice. Good one. Okay.
So, Lieutenant Jax, trying some sabotage here. Here we go. I'm using a good dice for you. They're my Doctor Who dice.
Oh, very nice.
Closer. Let me see those. Let me see those again. Oh, those look awesome.
So the one, where's the camera? The one is
very nice.
And the 6, there's Cybermen and K9 and whatnot on it. And then the 6 is the Daleks.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
Very nice.
All right.
Very nice.
So let's see what Lieutenant Ryder can do. Ooh, right. So we've got a 6, and we've got a 6, and we've got a 4, and we've got a 2. The 2's useless, but that's 3 successes.
Ryder.
Oh, my opportunity to shine in this game for once. He looks over his shoulder and smiles and just goes, "Heads down, everybody," and touches 2 wires. And at that, a chain reaction of explosions ripples up the corridor as all the turrets simultaneously overload and explode.
Excellent.
I spared no expense on my own special effects.
All
That's
right.
not Cylon technology.
That's it.
It was a colonial problem. Yes, we bought that.
All right, so that's a
system
done deal.
from the colonials. It was just
All right, so the
bad.
turrets are down.
Bad idea. Don't buy those.
Yeah. The turrets are down, and we need to continue on the mission. And I believe that so my character's risk averse. So best bet is to quickly move
You
on.
said smart wrong.
Got to move on.
Risk
Got to move
averse.
on. We got to keep going.
So we keep moving down the corridor.
Oh no!
Oh, hang on, everybody. Stand by. We're stuck a little bit. Hang on. I really need to do some. Okay, we were just paused there for a second. See if you could back up like 10 seconds.
All right, so we're at the a T, right? We're at the end of the corridor. We can either go left or right.
Yeah.
Well, the doctor looks over and makes a decision based on so the corridors they're empty, they're both identical or not?
Both look exactly alike. As far as you can tell, they look exactly alike. They go along and then they both sort of take like an inward turning. So one's turning right, one's turning left. So there's a corner just a little bit down each.
Okay. And there's no hatches, there's no panels on the wall that any of us can see.
Again, it's nothing that stands out. Let me make a little roll because you've asked me a question I didn't have an answer for. Well, let fate decide. 4, 6. Ooh, that's not really much help. You get the impression, and it is just more of a gut feeling than anything else, that the right path, it just doesn't look as shiny. It maybe sees a little bit more traffic than the left path.
Okay.
All
right.
Sorry,
so we're not
Firefly
going
reference.
down that.
Shiny.
Not going down that path. Not going down the one that's used because risk averse. So we're going the other way.
Okay.
That's
But
my suggestion.
here's what I'm going to say. If there's more foot traffic, that may be where we need to go, because that is where the AI core may be. With the Cylons going backwards and forwards, I don't know, but it might be where we need to go. Now, if we do go there, we're probably going to face some combat decisions with the Cylons.
Going to face your
So
robot overlords.
we may need to be ready for that, but it may be the easiest way to get to the AI core. But I tell you what we'll do. I'll roll a dice, and if it's below 4, then we'll go with what the good doctor suggests.
You ought to
Right,
ask
so
me.
that's-
'Cause
so
I know
that's-
where everything is at.
Well, I don't know if I would be too sure of trusting you just to tell me exactly
Once
where
again,
this
you're
is.
doubting my loyalty.
It's not that I'm doubting your loyalty, but you're a tin head. I'm sorry, mate.
Yes.
Right.
Don't worry.
I'm
Would you like
gonna-
your toast burnt or tanned?
I feel obliged as the GM to interject, despite how rowdy you boys like to play. The Dr. King would be an advocate of bringing on board CR15's opinion. Dr. King is a great believer in autonomy of self and thinks that this software engineering
I like Dr. King already.
is a breakthrough.
Have you met Dr. King? He's sitting there right there. He's the one that keeps asking for loyalty checks. He's
Yes,
the one.
Dr. Kane rocks.
No,
Right.
no, not this round. Absolutely not.
I rolled a 2, so I'd be more inclined to go with whatever Dr. King wants to do. So if Dr. King wants to ask the Cylon, go ahead. Go ahead, Dr. King. You asked the Cylon. Go
So
on.
I'm gonna ask the Cylon for the shortest and safest route to get to the main core, the AI core that we're looking to download. So that's what I do.
I'm confused. Safest route?
Yes. My character is overly cautious.
Safest for
Who?
Humans?
for the yeah, no, for the team. For the team. Because that's the character. The character, Dr. Keen, is, is taking everything in and is very open-minded. So Dr. Keen wants to make sure that that we're not going to get ourselves killed, and that includes the Cylon.
Thank you. You don't want
Yeah.
me to get...
Lola says it's a smart move.
Yes, Lola.
CR15. If Dr. Keen could have worded a question more ambiguously, she really couldn't have tried. The actual honest answer to her question, as worded, to your understanding,
The safest
is either
route.
route.
Excellent.
Both
Okay.
routes will take you to where you want to go.
Ooh.
The quickest route is the safest route.
Both routes
The less
are
time
equally
you'll be
quick.
Well, here we go. So it's going to be the way it was worded, safest route for the Cylons programming will be the safest route for it.
Yes,
So
the safest
it's
route
not
is the
it's not
fastest
going to be
route.
this. It's not going to be the safest route.
Might be
for
the safest
humans.
route, but the fastest
So
route.
look, I think we should go right. I think that's where we need to go. I'm not scared of any combat. When I signed up to this, I knew it was a suicide mission. We've got a reprogrammed Cylon whose programming could break at any moment, and we could all be dead within the next. So we've got to go quickly. We've got to get to our objective. So I think we go right, but I'm telling everybody to get their blasters ready.
Okay.
Humans always get the right.
If it helps, all of you are now aware, in the distance behind you, of the sound of what can only be described as metal clanking on metal. Quite a lot of metal clanking on metal.
Brothers.
Okay, so
Let's embrace brothers.
Yeah, that right. We're going down the right hand route, Andy.
Okay. You proceed along the right-hand path, and nothing happens. You arrive after a little junction, a little turn to the left. You arrive at a door, a sealed security door. The footsteps are still approaching.
Okay, so I'm going to ask our Cylon friend if he detects it, if he knows what's in that room, if there's any markings that are written in Cylon language that can tell us what that room is.
You didn't study the Cylon language before we left. Wow.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna
100111011.
My character is suffering from serious PTSD because of what you bastards did there. So no, she doesn't want to study the Cylon language. She's had enough. She's had enough.
Not yet. Don't shoot yet.
She's looking at you right now, and she realizes that there's no empathy in that one eye, and she knows there's going to have to be a final solution soon to this problem.
The Cylons may go down.
But,
all right.
But we're not going to do that yet. So I have asked the question. So,
Tipsy, just for your information, because you made the Cylon funny, I have arbitrarily given you a tick on your tally sheet to colonial loyalty because that was very witty. I mean,
that's right.
Any
I'm supposed
fool
to be.
with one eye can clearly read this is
all
Maintenance Bay.
Yep. No motivation.
Maintenance
no
Bay.
Nothing, no nothing. I'm just on
Maintenance Bay. Okay. So I'm going to ask the doctor to hack to see if he can get in there through some sort of if there's a panel or if there's a way to hack into it. If the doctor can't do that, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to set explosives on the door, and I'll do a roll for the explosives.
Colonial move.
All right.
Destroy everything.
So I am going to use my hacking skills and 5 die, plus I'm using my hacking rig, so that's a +1 to hacking rolls. Here we go.
Go.
5, 3, 5, 2, and 4.
just shy on it. Tipsy, would you like to open the door? The
I don't
humans
know.
are
Should
having
I?
some trouble with it.
Should I open that door? I don't know.
Oh,
You can take a loyalty check if you like.
I believe we should check my loyalty at this point. I'm not so sure I like these people.
let's do it. Do it. Come on.
What is 3? We're gonna check my loyalty here. Ah, you son of a... You fracking lucky 533.
Yeah, given all that they're asking to be done, Tipsy looks down at your, from his mind, pathetic efforts, and just puts his hand against a section wall, and the door opens.
Loser humans.
Okay.
In front of you is a novel maintenance bay. From where you're stood, you can see again there are several benches. There's also a couple of gurneys hanging from the ceiling. There are
Gurneys?
What's
Gurneys,
I'll call them cranes.
Gurneys in the English language means things for humans to lay on.
Okay, well, we'll call them cranes then. There are several hooks and pulley systems hanging from the ceiling. There is several partially damaged or under repair Cylons, including on the tables.
My brothers.
Diagnostic beds nearly. This is a maintenance bay for Cylons as well as Cylon equipment.
Brothers.
However, what's maybe of immediate concern to you is the 2 Cylons that are working on the far side of the prostate Cylon corpses.
Civilian Cylons or warrior Cylons?
From your point of view, they are literally mechanics. They are
Civilian Cylons.
Yeah, well, the only good Cylon's a dead Cylon.
Oh,
so
did you not say that?
I think what we gotta do here is we've got to.
I trust you at this point now.
We've got to take these Cylons on, get rid of them. How far away are the sounds of the clanking boots?
They're going close. You would guess that they're possibly at the junction where you've just decimated all the gun turrets.
Okay, so what's it? So it's just all we're in here is a maintenance bay for Cylons.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm going to very quickly do is I'm going to make up an explosive device, and I'm going to.
You're gonna make one up. I mean, just like.
Yeah, I've got the ability. I've got the ability.
Just to make one up.
Is it myself or is it Jax? Actually,
there you go.
Jax has got improvised explosives. So I'm going to ask Jax to create a small bomb and place it in the maintenance bay.
Thank you, mediocre modeler, by the way.
And what we're going to do is then we are going to get out of that maintenance bay and detonate the explosives whenever we're close enough. This should cause more problems for the Cylons, and it'll take out any Cylons that can be quickly repaired and sent after us.
Okay. Dr. Keane, just before this magnanimous plan kicks in, I feel duty bound, given your skills, to ask you to give me an int roll. Just your straight 5 dice will do lovely for it.
Okay, here we go. 3, 4, 2, 6, and 4.
Okay, that's just enough. So MacGyver here is ignoring the grenade on her belt, and her and Jax are wiring some concoction up using hairdryers or something. You notice in between the suspended bodies from the ceiling and whatnot, there's this sort of large column comes down, and you'll not have had them there, but it's this black dome, a bit like the old sort of security cameras they had in supermarkets and shopping centres. Chris will remember them. Black dome looked like an upside down Dalek's head, and it's got a little lens eye and a red light, and it's kind of revolving and rotating round. This room isn't under CCTV surveillance. It has a motion detector in it for some reason.
Because we won't use those kind of things because we're robots. Why would we care?
Yeah, and because the budget couldn't stretch to CCTV cameras, so I'm just giving you some motion
Baltar
sensor.
took too much damn money.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and wiring those things in after you've built your base is really expensive. It's cost prohibitive.
Yeah, it wasn't planned up front.
Hacking.
I'll agree that
we're
the
gonna hack
Cylons were a little lower in the pecking order in regards to security.
All
because,
right.
hey,
Take another sip over there, you. We need to hack this.
he's too anxious to get involved now.
We need to hack.
Go.
Hacking abilities. We go to this whatever this interesting thing is, and I am going to use my hacking rig, and I am going to try to see if I can break into this and get some information, schematic or something out of this machine.
I like your idea, but I'm not sure where you're going to plug into.
What was that? I'm sorry.
You're going to have to convince me where you're going to plug into to access this thing.
Okay, so
humans always trying to plug into something.
We're gonna try to like, take part of that dome thing apart, right? The idea would be to try to. All right, so it's solid. We can't. There's nothing.
No. That's the sound of the boots coming down the corridor behind you.
Okay, so that's my idea. Doc, or Commander, what do you think?
Celine's building a bomb. She has.
So I'm building the bomb. So we basically have as much time as I can build this bomb and plant it to get out. Is it ready?
Yeah, because Jax kind of took on board what you were saying.
Okay.
Looked at you, turned around, opened the satchel, lifted out 2 hand grenades, taped them together, done something, went, I've made you.
We've got the timer. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to that bomb's getting planted in that room, and then we're leaving. It's on a timer. We set the timer. The timer will it'll go off in 2 moves. I've set the timer in 2 moves.
That pretty much gives you enough time to get across the room and out the other door if you want.
Yeah, let's do that.
Is that the right room?
Okay. So, let's see what happens. I take it CR15, you're going in first?
I don't know. Do these humans trust me?
Oh,
yeah, I do.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, go
Chicken.
on. Put him in first.
Hang on. Chicken. Humans. Chicken. Humans.
Oh my God! Just do it, man.
Listen, you say what you want. You're going in first.
That's right.
You're collateral damage at the end of the day.
That's right.
So, CR15, you step into the room.
I'm not doing that.
Sorry, let me rephrase that. CR15, you're shoved into the room. and as soon as you enter, one of the Cylons at the far side turns around and kind of looks you up and down and just goes, you're not authorized for this area, but, in a more metallic-y kind of voice.
Yes. I have the internal... I guess I would talk to that individual and say, hey, look, I am authorized. I am following dip idea of coming into this room to begin with.
Oh wow!
I don't normally feel obliged to take over as a GM narratively, but I do love the idea that he just obliviously walks on in.
I have no.
Probably going to be nonchalant and is having a chat with this other Cylon. He's being very straight-laced. Chris, meanwhile,
brother. What's up?
Drops the ball.
Do they believe me?
So if we've deployed, the bomb's been deployed.
Yeah, and then CR15 just goes, I am authorized. Those humans told me I could come in here.
Oh, excellent. All right, so we better start shooting because this ain't getting better.
That's it. Right. So we're going to have to blow these 2 Cylon mechanic civilian Cylons up. I have no problems committing genocide or robocide with the Cylons.
Robocide,
really?
I have no problems with that at all. So
robocide.
we are going to do that. We're going to take them out. So I am going to fire first because Han Solo, fire first, why not?
Yeah.
So I have a laser rifle, which is 2d6, and I have to get 4 plus to hit.
I'll just interject that you're actually firing second because Jax has already started opening fire up the corridor.
Oh, okay.
And then suddenly is sent spinning into your room by a blast into his shoulder.
Oh. Okay, well, I'm still committed to shooting.
Yep.
So let's see. I'm going to see if I can...
We are two unarmed medical droids. We do not have weaponry with which to defend ourselves.
That's my favorite kind of Cylon target. So
Robocide.
That is all hit. That's all hits. That's a 6, a 5, and 2 4s.
They've been shut down.
Okay.
Murderer.
Okay, CR15, the Cylon that you're talking to, because this is all happening behind your back, and literally the Cylon you're talking to, its head just isn't there anymore. it just
holy
disintegrated. And it's like, it was her. She done it. Give me a loyalty check.
All right, 3 dice.
All
I can say is you colonial.
What is it? Let's go.
Kind of in the middle. 361.
361. This is a rare instant, Tipsy, where I feel obliged to let you have free reign. I think you just go with what you feel's right. I mean, it's halfway. It'll only be for one action. At the minute, it's only one action. So you can either whatever feels right for you.
I want to punch the colonial person that's closest to me.
Give me a strength roll.
Strength roll. That's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 1, 1, 5, 6, 2. Oh man, you guys are so lucky.
That's potentially a hit. Dr. King, this is going to be you, so I'm going to need, I don't know, an agility roll or something out of here to see if you can get yourself out of harm's way.
All right, so my agility is 2 die, and I have an energy shield that's portable. Provides a temporary defense bonus +1 to defense rolls for 1 turn.
Yeah, but that's kind of like, it's
a one and done, baby.
Shield. I'm going to set it over here and turn it on. It's not going to help you getting punched in the back.
All right.
So it's going to be your straight agility, and you'll be looking 5s or 6s at this range to try and dodge this.
Don't move.
Well, guess
Stay
what?
There.
A 5 and a 4.
5 and a 4. Okay, he
Damn.
cuts you.
Lucky.
You definitely feel it. Not going to give you damage per se for it. It smarts. You're going to have a right red welt on your chin. You just manage to tilt your head enough to knock most of the blow, but he just goes bam straight away. You have a feeling if your head was there, you wouldn't have a head anymore.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. Jax, by the way, has kicked up at the door, and with a 4, 5, and a 6, he's booted whatever he thinks is the access panel hard enough, and the door shut just as a gold face was appearing at it. It slammed shut behind you. The other Cylon, who's still here and in front of CR15, quite ingeniously has reached down and picked up the severed arm of another Cylon and is now coming at Dr. Keene, brandishing it as a club.
Because that's what we do.
So I think that's another agility roll.
Well, now, just trying to do this right. So, Chris went, Cylon's acted. No, it's a fresh round for you guys. So Chris does have an opportunity to react here, as does CR15. Sorry.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I am going to shoot again before it can reach Dr. King.
Yeah, you have time for a blast.
Time for a blast. Okay, here we go. So that's 3 hits, 3 solid hits of 5 and 6.
5 and 6.
Yeah.
Lovely. That's okay. None of your shots actually missed. The other shots hit CR15 because of the angle you had to take.
Oh.
So, everything hit, really.
So we've got to see what damage Tipsy's got now. We've got to see the damage he's took.
Yeah. So Each one of your shots
I think
does
you guys
3
are as
damage, I believe.
close as good a shot as some of those damn stormtroopers are.
Accidentally on purpose there, you know.
Accidentally on purpose.
Oh, I see how it is.
That was 2 shots missed. So by my reckoning, that's 4 points of damage on CR15, if I remember your blaster damage properly.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
Right,
Yeah.
so Tipsy, you've taken 4 points of damage, and in anybody's book, that's a loyalty check.
Yes, definitely.
Go
I
for
can't
it.
help it if he can't shoot.
Oh, I can shoot, Cylon. I can shoot. Don't you worry.
Oh
He
boy.
Loyalty check it is. 1, 2, 3 dice. 1, 1, 5.
Okay, you're really not happy about this.
Yeah, that smarted.
It really did, and he's dented
Ouch.
your work.
Wow.
And I'm laughing at him as well. And I'm laughing at him.
What would you like your reaction to be, Tipsy? Again, for one action, you can do whatever the heck you want.
I want to smack that son of a in the head.
Okay, so Tipsy stomps straight across the room. It's only a couple of yards to run over to Celine, and is going to take a swing at you, Celine. So that's a strength roll from you, Tipsy,
Yep,
and it'll
5.
be an athletics roll from you, Chris.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, Celine.
Oh, you lucky son of a 1, 1, 1, 2, 4.
I've got 6, 5, 5, 1.
You're okay. Had Tipsy actually, I thought for a minute we were going to get all ones there, and I would have literally had him fall on his face. He certainly stumbles, but in that moment,
That was just a lucky.
pass. Right, folks, you've Jax injured, you've Keen with a red chin, and looks like a bad carpet burn, and you're fine. Your bomb's planted.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that you hadn't activated it yet.
Okay, because we'd be dead by now if it had
Yes.
been activated. Okay, we've got one exit.
You've got
Right.
one, well, two.
One
You've
exit.
got the one with the Centurions behind it,
Okay.
and there's another one over there.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to activate the bomb and get out through the non-Centurion guarded exit.
Okay. So, timer set, out you go. Now you have the run of how it works. It's fairly easy to figure out opening and closing their doors. This side of it seems they don't expect there to be a threat at this point. It's a very short corridor ahead of you. It's slightly dimmer lit, slightly softer lighting. There's a distant hum. You can almost feel it in the walls.
Ooh. Okay.
Okay. Are there any markings in the wall? Anything like that?
No, it's completely
It's just smooth.
devoid
Okay.
of anything. There's no panels, no clips, nothing.
Okay. And what are the gold centurion? What's the gold centurion sign on doing at the minute on the other side of the door?
They're trying to batter down the other door. Whatever Jax has done
Okay.
has interfered with the lock.
So how close are they to opening it?
It could be anyone's guess. I mean, let me actually figure out
Yeah,
for
there you
my
go.
benefit
Yeah.
exactly how long it's going to be. Oh, that long. Could be ages. Could be
Okay.
ages.
Grand. So
Could be
we're
hours.
okay. Right. Okay. So
It is
what do we-
lunchtime, so it takes a little bit.
What do we see in this room then? Is there any other points of
Corridor,
move?
no, you're this little
No.
corridor down, and then it comes
That's
to
it.
another door. And
Okay.
for
Okay,
some
well,
strange reason, this door has a sign on it.
okay.
A
It seems
sign?
appropriate. Computer core, authorized access only.
Okay. So I'm gonna see if we can get our Cylon friend to open the door and enter in first. And the
Correct,
reason
yeah.
I'm doing that is because if that's a core, if that's a security core, there's going to be something in there that's going to try and make sure that no non-Cylons get in. So that might be more automated defenses. So I want him to go first and check if there is. and they won't be activated against him because he's a Cylon. Does that make sense?
Yep, sounds good.
Let's
Good
try
plan.
that. Let's try
do
that.
If it's something that important, I really am concerned.
Okay, give us a roll then, Tipsy.
Uh, 244.
244. That's grand. Yeah, there is, of course, failsafe here, and when you sort of tap into it, forces you automatically to turn around and look down the corridor, because this is news to you. You're getting to see something that Cylon High Command normally keeps under wraps, and it is only visible to your eyes. At the far end of the corridor, a lattice work of small lasers have crisscrossed to make like a grid pattern, and that grid pattern is moving its way slowly down the corridor as it's intended to do, purging the corridor of any and all organic material or unauthorized Cylon material, which would include you.
Okay.
Whoa.
Well, we've got to get some perception check here with maybe the doctor, if he would roll and have a look at his strategic awareness to see where we're at.
Okay, 1,
If there's
2,
anything there
3,
you can use.
5.
Jax is going to have a go at the door to see if he can find a panel as well.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Oh, I forgot a panel.
Pete's got his super expensive roll
6.
box there.
6, 1, 6, 5, and 1.
That's all right.
Yep, okay. When CR15 is able to sort of bring up to speed on what's happening, you realize you guys have literally minutes left. Jax has conveniently found a panel. He's working on it, but he is no hacking expert.
Okay.
This is possibly the moment for you to shine, Dr. Keane.
Yep. So I'm going to step up and...
Oh, hang on for a second. I really do need to troubleshoot this. Stand by.
And
Stand by. Okay.
hacking,
Pete, go
that's,
back 3 seconds.
intellect and 4+. Ready?
Gotcha. That's an expensive box there, Pete.
It's a 2, a 1, a 5, 2, and 4.
We need to get mediocre modeler to make us a
2, a
dice
1, a
roller.
5.
2, 1, 5, 2, and 4.
Okay. That's not great.
Yay!
Well, I'm gonna use my tactical command ability once more because that's cooled down enough, and I'm going to request a reroll.
Okay,
Ooh.
Dr. King, you may have a reroll.
Okay. Here we go. Reroll. Reroll. I'm going to use my fancy box.
Mediocre modeler, please help us out with a box.
Okay.
A roller box,
Yes.
please.
You mentioned mediocre modeler. I have a 4, a 6, a 6, a 1, and a 6.
That's
That sounds like
enough
50-50.
to hopefully do this. Okay. You have managed to turn off the laser mesh, which is now about halfway down the corridor.
You lucky.
Yeah, I just quite like the idea, Chris, that you'd resigned yourself that this was the end for you. You're just kind of watching this coming. No real thoughts in your head. Okay, so now, Dr. Keane, you can apply yourself to trying to get this door open. For Celine's benefit, you can see the door at the far end of the corridor is opening, and once again, the familiar gleaming bodies of the Cylons are appearing.
Okay.
There is a Cylon commander and so far one Centurion coming alongside.
All right. All right. So what we've got to do is we've got to try and take these Cylons out, and we have very little time now. The explosion, the explosion now has gone off in the bay, if my calculations are correct. So the maintenance bay now is totaled.
And that's why you're only looking at one Cylon and one Cylon commander.
Yes.
As opposed to
There we
5.
go. So it's gone. Right. So there was a reason I planted the bomb. just in case, because what I like to do in any military tactical conflict is to burn all the boats, destroy all the boats, and just move forward. So,
Yeah, but there's still
Murderer.
something really personally wrong when somebody from Northern Ireland uses that phrase.
there is, shouldn't do that. Anyway, so right, we're gonna start shooting at the Cylons as we move forward. So this is going to be more difficult for the Doctor than it is for me and Jax. So I'm going to start.
What
Yes.
do you want Tipsy to do? Because Tipsy has a plasma cannon.
He does.
Tipsy's just back here snoozing.
Tipsy's probably going to have to follow up in the rear. This time I'm going to let him follow on the rear of the plasma cannon. I think we need to be moving forward because Jax has he's got a very powerful plasma cutter, and the plasma cutter is pretty damn good against tin heads.
What?
So
Yep.
it's pretty damn good against tin heads. So Tipsy takes up the rear, and we're spread out as much as we can be along the corridor, and we start shooting. And
Okay, so this is a bit like the battle of the tentative cruiser. So you're just watching as Darth Vader makes his way down the corridor.
yeah.
Okay, humans get to shoot first.
Okay.
Oh boy.
So do Jax
Wow,
goes first.
really? I
Jax
would
goes
think
first with the plasma cutter.
Okay,
Computer's
Jack goes
faster.
first with the plasma cutter. At this range, it's not going to be as good. Because it's a plasma cutter, not
Yeah.
a plasma rifle.
Yeah.
Okay, a couple of hits, but they will be for half damage at this range.
Okay.
Sparks start to fly.
Okay. Doctor, do you want to go next? Do you want to get yourself some toaster action?
No,
Yeah,
the doctor needs to make the next hacking roll now. User providing
Okay.
cover fire.
Oh, we're doing cover. Okay, right. So I'm going to use precision strike against the Gold Centurion. So that's an extra 4 dice for that one.
Lovely.
4, right? So I get a 6, a 5, a 5, a 4, a 6, and a 4.
I think the humans are cheating.
That is almost enough.
Annihilated.
He is down, but he is not out. He's
Brother.
down. Sparks flying from him. He's abandoned the sword. But he's
I want that dirty Cylons oil on my hands. I want the dirty Cylons oil on my hands. I've had enough. It's got enough. I've had enough. My PTSD is coming to the fore now,
Really
and
kill us.
I have all the memories of my brother having been gunned down in cold blood by those tin heads.
He deserves
So
it.
I want revenge now. Captain Celine Draven is driven not by the mission, but by the oil. She wants the oil of the Cylons on her hands and running down her face and on her uniform. She has gone full on Heart of Darkness mode, Apocalypse Now mode. It's on.
I can see this, and I don't trust you guys for.
Okay, but this actually helps you, Tipsy. Chris has essentially put his life into my hands by that tirade. So the only reasonable course of action that I could see that someone possessed of this much of a rage could take, you're bringing up and starting to be indecisive about whether or not to use your plasma cannon. When Celine bombs down the corridor, all sense and wisdom and tactical decisions out the window. The Centurion has been blasting away at Jax, realizes she's nearly on top of him. She swoops down and picks up the Centurion's sword. I think this is a strength roll, Chris. Give me a strength roll.
Okay, let's see what we get here. I got a 2. I get a 6. Oh, and I got a 6. 2, 6, and 6. Okay.
Sweet Lord. Okay. Devoid of common sense, as I say, lift the sword like some sort of maniac, not even by the handle to strike with it. Lift it and
There can only be one.
down through the commander's head and practically into the floor, yelling, probably, "You can take my freedom but not my life," or something like that there. I don't know.
Fracking. No.
Yeah. That'll do it. That'll sort out the. That'll sort them out.
Yeah, there's a Cylon right beside you. We'll come to that in a minute.
Ooh.
Dr. King, how's your roll?
All right, but my strength roll is 1.
No. You're hacking the door. Get the
I'm
door
hacking the door.
open.
All right, let's do it.
Get it straight there. Come on.
All right, you can
trying to kill
just
things
shut it
and-
for a second there.
Holy, that thing's so expensive. We need to buy a couple more of those.
6, 2, 6, 4, and 6.
Oh, 666.
Lots of sixes there, buddy.
Yeah, whose
I
side
did
are
it.
you on? Yeah. The door partially opens.
Ah,
I mean, it's open most of the way. I mean, humans will get through it, no problem.
oh, but the Cylon won't.
Close. Don't count. You're gonna leave me behind, aren't you? You son of a.
Well,
It's
no.
like Lassie come home.
My suggestion is that we actually post the Cylon, our Cylon, to guard, and we go through the opening.
Okay, that's a great plan. Now, back to Captain Celine, who has stood yelling like a maniac, her rifle back at your feet, and a Cylon right beside her who's going, bayonet charge.
Okay, so I've got to do a agility roll.
You've got to do a agility roll. I've got to do a.
Okay.
I'm going to skewer you like
Okay.
chicken on
So-
a barbecue.
I'm going to use my. I'm going to use my emergency field kit as well
Emergency what?
because
I've
that.
got
Think
all
kit.
6s.
Oh, I'm dead.
You're not dead. Unless you do
Right.
something as equally good to block, you're definitely going to be skewered for
no.
a massive 4 damage from bayonet.
The bloody 10 heads. Right. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh. 2 6s, 1 3, and 1 1.
1-1. Okay, so that's kind of 50-50. That's not going to be enough to fully dodge it. You do get bayoneted.
Oh,
It's only 4 points. It's only 4 points of
That's
damage.
the junior side.
This time, his dodge was enough that it didn't hit anything vital. It's not in his stomach. It's not in her heart. It's kind of over to the side, kind of pancreas area.
Okay, so
We get the reproductive organs yet?
I'm the. What would Cylons know about reproduction?
That's what we got chopped under mine.
So I'm scared. The doctor is standing at the door, which is partially opened.
Yeah.
We have the laser defense grid that has
It's down.
probably. It's down.
no.
Yeah, it's down.
Could be
It's down.
reactive.
Okay, so it's down. Okay, so I've got this bayonet somewhere, probably on my stomach or leg or something. Right. Okay, so it's in there. Okay, I grit my teeth, and I look the Cylon in the one eye, and I decide that this may be the way. Yeah, I
It's hard to look
decide.
me in one eye.
I decide that this may be the way that I go out. This may be a good day to die. I've had enough of these toasters. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go all in. I've still got the sword in my hand, right? So I'm going to lunge at the. I'm going to have one hand on the bayonet, and I'm going to force myself forward through the bayonet to get closer to the Cylon. And I'm going to lift the Centurion's sword with one hand, and I'm going to try and deliver a final blow with proximity.
That's
So-
absolutely beautiful. That's beautiful. I love taking the wind out of your sails with that overly dramatic prose. You can't have tell he's an author. Everyone who forgets about Lieutenant Jax, who has walked up the corridor and has kind of assessed the situation and literally put the plasma cutter to the Cylon's head and blows it off and just looks you in the face and goes,
"That's sad. Don't take off the Cylon head." Oh, hang on. There we go.
I do.
5-second backwards.
"Oh, I'm getting a bit of a lag."
Yep. You last we heard was the blowtorch for the Cylon head.
Oh, well, in that case, I get to laud it over you again, Chris, with my 5, 5, 5, 6, 6.
Ooh.
Okay.
The part of the NPC.
So,
Yep.
yeah.
You have
So
to bring
you,
this
so you've,
McAuley boy down the odd time.
you've totally
Smell
obliterated.
bacon.
You totally obliterate the Cylon.
Yeah.
I still got the bayonet in my side. You're looking at me and saying, "Well, Captain, up at the mission, what's happening to you?" I then wrench the bayonet out of my side and spit in the floor at the Cylon, and I look at you and I say, "You don't know what it was like to have lost a family member by those tin heads." But I gather myself together.
Wow.
I thank you, and I look around myself and go, "Okay, there's a door open, partially door open, and we're going to move through that door together." I've got blood leaking out everywhere. The doctor's moving forward to try and help me. I don't want help at this stage. I'm beyond help. I'm done. My character is absolutely done.
Yeah, Jax has had enough of your shit. And
Damn right.
Jax in the corridor after you pull the bait out and do your whole gets you by the collar and pushes you to the wall and goes, "Loss? You want to talk to me about loss, Captain? I watched my colony burn. I'm the only one made it out. I'm the last one.
Very good.
I'm alone. Pull yourself together and stop being so pathetic."
I managed to go to my belt and lift out my combat knife.
Oh,
And I am going to take the combat knife and I'm going to drive it into Jax's stomach and up.
Wow.
So I'm completely gone at this stage. This is no Apocalypse Now stuff. I'm gone. So I'm going to do a roll against Jax to see what happens.
Right, for speed, this is going to be on your athletics.
Right, agility.
Your agility, sorry.
Okay.
Yep.
And I'd like you to beat 665.
You're gonna die.
I've got a 6. I've got a 4. I've got a 4. No, I didn't beat it. Oh dear.
Okay. No. Your moment is beautiful though. You bring out the knife. Jax can see what you're doing straight away, and you just feel the cold metal pressed against your throat and go, "Captain, we can fight each other, or we can remember why we're here one last time."
No, just die.
And you feel the pressure of the plasma cutter's cold peak just in the soft underneath of your chin.
Wow.
All right. Okay. I take the knife. I nod. There's a semblance of sanity starts to come back. Semblance of it. And I put the knife back in my pouch again.
Jax drops the pen that he was
Weak.
holding back a bit.
Weak. Totally weak.
Right. Dr. Keane, you're not
Yep.
quite sure what to make of this. Half
Absolutely
of your team gets the time to kill each other, one with a bic and one with a Bowie knife.
This is nuts.
I'm not sure what Chris CR15 would make of this. I would think there's bound to be a load.
I'm enjoying the hell out of this.
What's in the next room? What do I see in the next room? Now that I stepped into the next room, what's there?
Oh, sorry, I got totally caught up in Chris's amateur dramatics there. I was loving it. So the next room is it's basically the target that you we're given the imprint of.
Whoa.
This is the AI chamber. This is the Nexus Prime
You said we're about to overlook it.
facility room. It is cool. It is Spartan. There is an interface table, and there is essentially a free-floating sort of prismatic screen. I use the word prismatic because it sounds kind of sci-fi, but it means almost nothing.
All right, so I'm
like
going
it.
to hack that. That's the mission here. I am here to hack it, and I am using my rig, and I am going to use my intellect, obviously, to try to break into this thing. And then I happen to have a data storage drive for the mission, so I run up to this and immediately start working.
Okie dokes. The doctor kneels down, plugging in things. CR15, you're kind of stuck at the door. You can kind of get like an arm and a leg into the room, and unless you're prepared to force the door, which even by your standards will be quite a feat. It's a heavily reinforced door. But out in the corridor, you can hear something at the far end pushing against metal. Obviously, something's trying to come through the twisted remnants of the maintenance bay. Celine, yourself, and Jax kind of come in and take opposite sides of the room nearly from each other. There's an air of distrust and discomfort. What the doctor doesn't see that you used to is the screen comes to life, obviously, with a singular red eye that seems to the room from the screen.
Okay.
Ooh.
I feel the presence of something major.
Okay.
In a voice that is
Okay.
much more human than you're comfortable with, it states, state your purpose.
I feel a very
Whoa.
strong presence.
You, CR15, you recognize this voice. This is the voice of command. This is the voice that periodically comes direct to you and gives you updated orders. This is essentially the ultimate authority for the Cylon.
It's the Imperious leader.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
You can't say that without. Anyway.
Well, if I can interject, I think we need to start thinking about shutting the Tipsy down with a failsafe.
What?
Yes.
I
Well,
think this is
I
this is
got
what
you
I-
this far, and
this,
you.
this is it. Yeah.
Dr. Keen
Yeah.
is not involved in that. Dr.
Yeah.
Keen is opposed to that kind
Yeah.
of behavior.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Dr.
Yeah.
Keen
That's
is
why you're on
working on-
command. That's why you're on command. I might not have to make these decisions. I have to put everybody's
That's right.
first.
That's
so I
right.
have to make
That's
the
that
hard fast
PTSD
decisions.
thing, you know.
That's
humans
exactly
and
it.
your
So
emotion.
there is a failsafe that has been implanted, but it's extremely difficult to get at. So there's a failsafe in the Cylon, which is just under the chin. So we have got, Jax and I have got to try to get to that, and this could be very difficult to do.
Good luck.
I
You
should point
son
out,
of
I am the neutral arbitrator of the game world, and I have no loyalties to either faction, only the story. But I should point out, in the interest of clarity, both for yourselves and the viewers, as of the loyalty tests thus far, Tipsy has come down 3 times to the loyalty of the colonial fleet, and only technically once to the loyalty of the Cylon fleet.
Yeah, but this is the Imperious leader,
Yeah,
so
this
code
is big.
code doesn't matter to the
It should be a
Imperious leader
+1 because it's the Imperious leader.
there is possibly a level of organics left in the Cylons from the original race, and it is in that
Liver.
possible
Yeah.
part of the organics that the Imperious leader directly communicates with. So I do not trust Tipsy at this door. I just don't do it. I think we've got to try and shut him down, and we've got to make sure that the doctor's okay, because we've got to do is my mind is now slightly clearer, Slightly clearer.
Slightly.
I've had a small bonding moment with Jax. We've both lost people. We've had a very tense situation.
I hugged it out.
And now we've got that cathartic release now. So I'm looking at Jax and I'm saying we have to shut him down now. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I'm a complete bastard, mate. I'm a complete bastard.
Jax looks a little bit despondent and kind of looks at you and goes, "We really have to. I've kind of got a soft spot for the big guy."
Come on now, let's hug it out.
Yeah. No, we're getting him shut down.
Oh boy.
Now, as we're, I can hear the Imperious leader asking the same question over and over again.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know very, very soon that the conditioning is going to break through. That he knows the situation. He's been watching what's going on, and yeah, we're gonna have to shut Tipsy down. So,
Well, Tipsy, just before Chris carries on there with the talkie stick, at the far end of your corridors, I've said you're halfway out the door, halfway in. I imagine your gun arm is in the out part rather than in the room. You can see at the far end 2 heavy Centurions have worked their way through the mangled debris of the maintenance bay, and literally can't fit side by side in the corridor. They're kind of having to stagger themselves. These units are bigger and heavier than you. They're built for close combat, and they're built to basically smash anything to pieces, largely speaking. And they're lumbering down to your direction. Their faces are slightly longer, more elongated than yours. Their bodies slightly more sort of spindly. They're much more automaton looking than you are.
Okay. But does that change? So they're coming, and I would imagine that I'm still wanting to hack the system.
We'll come to you as well.
Okay.
I haven't forgotten about you, Doctor. I'm just letting Tipsy know what's happening. So Chris and Jax are making their plan. Tipsy's now aware that these huge behemoths, the more modern sort of build,
I don't want to be
are
dismantled.
lumbering down towards him.
Yep. I don't want to get dismantled. I want to stay alive. Well,
okay.
Alive.
Functional. You want to be functional.
Functional. Oh
no,
boy.
what is it? No dismantle. What was the show? It was
Let me live.
Yeah, Let Me Live. It was dismantle. No dismantle. Johnny
It's
5.
not Logan's Run.
Johnny 5.
Johnny 5 is alive. Short
Johnny
Circuit.
5 is alive. No dismantle.
Short Circuit. There was the two of those films.
Thank you.
Yeah, they're quite good festive. They used to be on in the UK on BBC One at festive periods, and I don't know what happened. That's a blast from the past. I haven't heard of that film in a long time. Not a long time.
So
I've recently made a point of rewatching Silent Running, Logan's
good one.
Ice Pirates,
Yes.
Black Hole, and the original The Day the Earth Stood Still, because I've got a real soft spot.
Do you remember? Do you remember Batteries
You
Not
didn't
Included?
say Krull. You need to say Krull.
Krull, yes.
I haven't seen it.
I keep Krull in a fantasy shelf, so I kind of watch Krull when I'm watching The Princess Bride.
Yes.
Right. Anyway, right. Let's get back to this because this is
included. I haven't seen Batteries Not Included in years.
Barry. There's films that I might need to watch in the next 24 hours before we ring in the new year.
Yeah,
but hey, there we go. Right.
So, Tipsy, are you opening fire on these things that are coming down on you?
I'm going to question my loyalty at this point. Do I open fire on these people?
Okay. I feel obliged to give you like a +1 at least because of the program and the humans have done to you. You recognize that these things kind of potentially replace you, and there's a strange word floats around in your circuitry. It's like resentment. So whatever you roll, everything gets a +1. So roll your 3 dice for loyalty.
Oh, this will be interesting. Six, 5, 6.
Wow. Unquestioningly, you find yourself raising your plasma arm. So, want to roll me some dice there, big boy? Look at that.
Strength.
Yeah.
Is it? Which one is it?
It's your plasma cannon.
3d6. 1, 2, 3. Yep. 1, 3, 2.
1, 3, 2. Okay. 1 is a partial hit. Well, the 3 is a partial hit. The 1 and the 2 kind of miss and melt off sections of the wall. Only one of us can shoot back at you at the minute. I'm going to take the partial damage from that. Oh, you've chipped me paint. 4, a 2, and a 3. So that's a partial on you as well. So I think that's you up to 6 damage. I can't remember how much damage you can take. I can't remember your stats here.
Cylons can take 12, like a standard.
So you're halfway hurt. Okay, so that's the Cylons acted. Dr. Keane, I'd like your roll now.
Okay, I'm rolling. It's happening.
I'm not ignoring you, Celine, but your thing's more of a talky plan to then go and do something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
People
spend
that
some
are
money on
doing
bonds,
something kind
buddy.
of go first.
I got a 2, a 4, a 5, a 6, and a 2.
2, 4, 5, 6, and 2. Okay. Dr. Keane, you feel a slight change in the air around you. Okay? It will be probably noticeable to Celine and to Jax. You can do nothing about it. But a force field has come up around you and the console you're plugged in at. And the eye has stopped its roving and it's locked, for all intents and purposes, on you. And the voice
You human.
the voice speaks to you and it says, whatever you're attempting to do is futile. You will fail. I have already begun to remove the oxygen from the area that you're in. In 3 minutes, you will cease organic function, as will the rest of your race shortly.
Whoa.
You can literally
That
hear
is
the air
outstanding.
hissing out of the room. And you look around you, and those two are fine. They've kind of got a weird kind of, what the fuck? Look on their face. Blasts going on from the doorway. So CR15 is oblivious to what's going on. And it could be just in your head, but God, it's feeling kind of stuffy in here, isn't it?
So I've heard this as well, right? So's Jax.
No.
Have we?
We
haven't.
You heard nothing.
Okay, so we don't know what's going on.
Force field go up around the doctor.
Okay. So the doctor is going to continue hacking because of the focused mind ability as a skill. So the idea would be the doctor wants to get into the system, hack in and take control and download the information at the same time. Maybe not in that order, but obviously I think the focus would be hack in and reestablish life support in that area.
Air.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll come to that. So, Chris, and for all intents and purposes, you now control Jax as well, for the sake of argument.
Yeah. Okay. So I have
Blast
no
you across
notion.
the corridor, and
Yeah.
suddenly you see this force field go up, and you don't hear it. This is the thing that concerns you.
Okay.
The monitor and everything is cut off from you by this force field. It's like a self-defense thing, obviously. But there's something weird. There's a panicked look about Dr. Keane for a moment, and suddenly she goes all the more furiously at the console that she's trying to work at.
Okay. So I'm going to abandon my plan to disable Tipsy because he's halfway out the door. His weapon arm is out the door, and he's busy fighting off the heavy weapons Cylons that are coming down towards
That's
him.
the worst of it. You don't even know what he's fighting off.
Right,
yet.
so I don't know. Okay, Grant. So I'm now looking at the Doctor. I'm looking at the objective. I'm going to get Jax to use an EMP grenade to see if that will disable the force field. Right. So we'll do. I'll do the roll for Jax then.
Right, you do the roll for Jax.
So
Jax has a specialty in that as well, so I think you're on like a +3 or something for that.
that's right. Yeah. So let's see. 7, 6, a 4, a 5, and a 6. Okay.
You don't even need your bonus. Okay.
Grant.
He sort of looks concerned for a minute and sort of junks with his thumb over his shoulder at CR15, and then sort of shrugs and he chucks it forwards. It slides through the force field. And then goes boom, a little flash. And what the hell? 2, 2, 4, 6, 6. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Force field comes down, it flickers, it falters, and you literally feel a of the air in the room sucked past you, and you realise the air was being extracted from that point.
Mm-hmm.
And it flickers and goes down, and the red eye comes back up and takes in the whole room.
Okay. So our objective is to destroy this AI core. It's not necessarily
Destroy it or download its schematics.
Yeah.
The fleet command wanted to know, hey, I've just realised we didn't tell anybody at the start of this what the scenario was.
Or win the game of solitaire.
Their mission, by the way, everybody, was to get schematics for a new AI the Cylons are working on that could possibly wipe out all humanity.
We're not getting out of this alive.
Probably.
Like, so let's be honest here. If you look at it, strategically, we're not getting out here alive. There's not one of us getting out here. So there's no point getting schematics now. So all we've got to do is destroy this AI core. So I am proposing to the human members of the team that we blow up the AI core, and we're probably going to go out with it.
Ooh.
There is no other way out. But we'll have completed the objective, and we'll have seriously damaged the Cylon Empire with their new AI systems. Now, given the fact that I have displayed emotional instability, I will need a roll from somebody who has displayed emotional stability.
Me.
To be able to no, not you. Take another.
No, not the
no, not you. Take another couple of sips of rum for God's sake. Calm yourself, man. So I'm going to need somebody like the Doctor or Jax to basically verify and come to the very painful conclusion that we are not seeing our families again. We are not getting back to the fleet. We will never taste another sip of ambrosia again. But we will have inflicted a lot of damage onto the Cylons. So do you want to do the roll for the Doctor, Pete? Do you want to see?
Yeah.
So what do you think, Andy? What's the difficulty here with one dice?
What you're essentially asking for is the realization to make self-sacrifice, to accept defeat or to accept a win that is a loss, and that's hard for anyone to do. Dr. Keane is possibly the least ill-suited or the most ill-suited to make that role with her self-preservation instinct tattooed on her butt cheeks. Ironically, the Cylon was probably the best person. So, Dr. Keane, you'd accept the inevitable. You'd accept that you're going to have to literally try and do something to make this thing overload, self-destruct, take the base out, whatever else. The ultimate sacrifice. We're probably going to be looking at 5s and 6s out of you on a roll here.
Okay.
Be prepared to accept that as a course of action.
Yeah.
Hey, here we go.
Otherwise, you're
one.
There is a way out.
111, please 111.
Wow. 15152.
Middle.
Oh my goodness, could you be any more vanilla? I'm going to have to say that, Dr. King, what you read from Celine's statement is she wants you to agree with her, but you don't. So I think you probably do agree with her and proceed to carry on with the mission as you were briefed, to try and get the schematics. If there's an opportunity to sabotage the AI or to bring about a cataclysmic situation for the asteroid, you will probably do it. But at the forefront of your mind is, I want to go home and go to the toilet in the comfort of my own house. Because there are no toilets on a Cylon base.
That's right. We don't need to go to the bathroom.
No, use just
Okay.
a potty mouth.
All right. Okay.
So, Celine, you get a look from the doctor, a nod of stern understanding.
Okay, so then I turn to Jax, and I'm going to ask Jax for his opinion now. So I'll roll for Jax. So what do I need for Jax? Because
I think I should roll for that.
Okay,
Yeah,
you go ahead.
Wow, really?
I should
Jump in there and take over. Why
I
don't
don't
you?
trust you and your suicidal tendencies that we just played for in this mission. I think you were the wrong captain.
Oh boy.
Ooh. Right, so 66543. Jax is being very level-headed here and goes, you know, Captain, 5 minutes ago, you were willing to embrace death. Now you want us all to embrace it. Hey, I'm all for that. We're going to take down something worthwhile. So if the doc here says that what we can do with our sacrifice is worthwhile, great. But there's still part of me that would just like to point out there's another door over there.
I don't want to die.
Okay, right. So with the choice of trying to continue on and hack, and which is quite difficult, trying to get the schematics and get out through another door. Our Cylon friend is essentially fighting off all our Cylons at the minute.
Yeah, we have to go back to him.
You lucky.
So he's fighting off. He's got self-preservation issues of his own. Do you notice how this is just descended into self-preservation issues? So he's got self-preservation issues of his own. I'm solidly looking at this and saying, even if we get out through the door, you know, I'm still bleeding quite badly. I don't know if I'm going to make it out. So, yeah, you know what? I'll give the doctor some extra time to try and hack and get as much information as she possibly can, so that we can get some information, some intelligence, and then I'll make a decision in the next what I'm going to do in the next move.
Okay. I'm going to have Jax go over and set a booby trap on the other door.
Okay.
Anyone has a problem with that?
I do.
CR5, you've managed to do a bit of a hit. You've taken a little bit of damage from that last blast. It is your turn to shoot. If we jump back to you for a second here, because we can't be leaving you out there hanging in the air. They're still marching down towards you. This has all been quite quick, obviously. And for anyone that's watching, this is the sort of thing about a role-playing game. Time's a little bit elastic, so talky bits can sort of be quick or short, doey bits can be quick or short, but the action, you have to keep kind of balanced to come back and forth to the action as well. And at the minute, the action is with CR15. So, one damaged, one undamaged, kind of being shielded by other. They're about halfway down towards you now, lumbering down, bouncing off the sides of the walls as they come. With their big, silly, elongated feet.
Okay, defense roll. Okay, go ahead. So I have plasma, a 3d6 for...
Your plasma cannon?
Yep, plasma cannon. Oh yeah. 4, 2, 6.
426. That's much more like it. So that's 2 straight hits. That is enough now. Actually, I should roll odds and evens. It'd be just a bit too convenient to tick down the injured one. Okay. I do tick down the injured one. Right, so our lead Centurion, or heavy Centurion, has a nice melty hole open in his chest cavity. Nothing to hold up the head. It kind of lolls, almost like a transformer, folds into itself and it crumples. The other one sort of stops and staggers around it and has to manage its footwork, and it takes a crack back at you. You can also see it's bringing up its other arm, which is a rotary blade, spinning away like Billy-O on it for opening doors. It's going to try to open you with it. 553, that's only a partial again on you, so that's another 2 on you. So you're not in a great way, CR15.
Go figure.
Your light is dimming slightly. Dr. King,
Let's go.
how's your hacking going here, my friend?
It should be going well.
Right,
No,
so
it's not.
I'm rolling.
go for it in your fancy box.
Oh,
Expensive.
5,
Fancy box.
2, 2, 1, 4.
Ooh. Is that 50?
Oh, dude, firewall just leaps up, and quite literally, the great leader laughs at you in a hollow, soulless, mechanical laughter. If this is the best that humankind can send, perhaps we are wasting our time exterminating you.
Ooh. Oh boy.
And just for that good measure, though, yeah, the ceiling pops open, and I have 3 gun drones coming out. Who am I going to target today? 1, 2, or 3? 1, 2, or 3. Oh, Jackson, I liked you. Right, so, yeah, Dr. Keaton, something goes beep, bop, negative sounds, things flags you off, and Chris, above your heads, 3 portals open in the ceilings, and the same gun drones or gun turrets appear, and they start cracking out the shots.
Okay, we're dead, guys. Simple as that. We don't have any. We have no time left. We're not getting out of this. Everything is engineered to the point where we're done, and we've got one. We've got one thing we've got to do to be victorious in this mission.
Give up quickly,
and that's destruction of this AI core. So, okay, let's see what we've got left. So, how do we destroy it? So, can you describe a little bit more about the AI core? Like, what are we looking at, Andy, when we're looking at this?
You have what appears to be sort of pale blue walls.
Okay.
And periodically, you can kind of see almost like bubbles.
Okay.
Going up behind them. You've got a free floating triangular sort of monitor. It's like a hologram monitor.
Okay.
And it literally floats in the center of the room. And in front of that is a sort of angular console, an interface. Dr. Keane has been sheltered largely underneath it, plugged in and tapping in, and sort of almost like an old telephone exchange, taking wires out of one place and sticking them into somewhere else, trying to find shortcuts and ways to navigate around everything.
Okay. I am going to try to get both Jax.
Oh, I'm sorry. The other detail, of course, as I said, is this room is inordinately cooler than anywhere else you've been.
Okay, so there's a coolant system somewhere in that we could possibly, if we can find where that coolant system is, we can ignite and destroy it and kill ourselves. Okay, so there's two things. There's 2 things I'm thinking about now. So we could do that, or what we could do, and this would greatly benefit the Colonials, is if we can buy enough time for Jax and the Doctor to inject a virus or a worm into the AI core.
Yeah.
That would destroy the AI core. And also maybe cripple any systems that are tapped into the AI core that the Cylons use. And it's going to be either we find the coolant where the coolant is, and we would need Tipsy for that, and he's engaged. or we combine Jax's sabotage skill with your hacking skill.
Right.
And we can try and come up with a worm which will not just destroy the AI core, but go into any connecting systems the Cylons have. Given the fact that Cylon technology is known to us because we were able to reprogram a Cylon, that we should know enough to be able to do this. But it's how many rolls it's going to take to do that with those cannons, with you two guys engaged, because you're not going to be combatants, and it's going to be up to myself in that room to try and fend off those turrets while Tipsy is fending off probably this is the last fight of his life. Yeah. Fend off the other. This could be quite a heroic death, or it could be an absolute abject failure. So all hinges on this. So what do you want to do, Pete? What do you want to do?
Well, I want to know what is
just before you do, Pete, just before you say anything, I just want to bring this home to Tipsy. Tipsy, you're able to, in your position, you can hear everything that they're talking and plotting, right? As I say, you're kind of wedged in the door.
Right.
You've assessed it. You'll get one more shot at this thing, which will not be enough to destroy it. Even if a full hit, full damage will not destroy this. And you know that once it gets into close combat with you, you will be shredded. There's no question about it. Your systems have taken too much damage. You can turn your head and you can see into the room. You can see that they've got turrets have now started to appear, and they're trying to find their targets to lock on to. You can see that the doctors, by what's going on, the doctor's success with hacking has been falling short. You've heard Celine talk about the cooling system. You've heard Celine talk about the gun turrets and the fact that this is it. This is the end. So, as the Cylon, you have a choice now. You can make a loyalty check and make a decision based on that. Or, given the fact that at the minute you're 3 ticks to the colonial side, 1 tick to the Cylon side, you as the Tipsy Toaster can make a judgment call yourself. This will be, in all likelihood, your last action as CR15. What do you want CR15 to go out doing?
Well, since I'm a digital person and it's yes or no, black or white, I would go, am I going to follow? So I would do a loyalty check in regards to this, which way I'm going to go.
You'll decide based on the loyalty check. Okay, yep. So take your loyalty check.
2, 1.
Okay, so even
and don't forget your slug of rum.
Even with your +1, that wouldn't be enough for that to be a human loyalty decision this time. That would be a Cylon loyalty. So, what do you do? Accept your fate when this assault Cylon comes down on you because you have failed as a good Cylon?
Nope. I follow my programming. I want to be Cylon.
Okay.
Yep.
So, what does that mean for you? What are you going to do?
I'm going to start fighting against these invading humans.
Okay, well, Tipsy signed his death warrant. Well, actually, he might not have done, because this could ironically still backfire on him.
I've got armor.
You will have to extract yourself from the doorway to be able to turn, to bring your gun into the room. Or you will have to force the doors open so that you can enter the room fully. Which would be your preferred action?
Force the doors.
Force the doors. That will be a strength roll. And I'm just going to bring this home to you for clarity. That will take long enough for my heavy Centurion to be in hand-to-hand combat with you. Okay?
Sounds good.
Good.
Right. I have a 3+, right?
Oh, you've got a 3+, yes, but it's like essentially a tank. I mean, I did make it clear to you, you're going to die. I kind of spelt it out, but you made the choices that are going to result in a worthless and hollow death. But that's fine. That's your choice. Dr. King, you have time for one more hacking roll. Now, you had made your loyalty check of sorts for Celine earlier. You've been through the pathways of this thing. You do know that you can overload this, or indeed you can put a worm into it. You've got quite a few vicious concoctions in your bag. So you can overload it and make it go fizzle pop boom, and it'll be slowed down, but it will kill you all. Or you can put your worm in, and it will certainly, to your understanding, hinder the development of this AI for some considerable time, but it will not stop it. But it might give you a tiny window of a possibility of escape. Okay?
I don't like the way you said
Okay.
put your worm in.
So I need to know what is the commander's charisma level?
Celine's.
Yeah.
You should have that page
Celine's.
on the thing.
So Celine has a very strong charisma. Well, it's 3, and then if I can use we can use tactical command. So I've got 3 charisma. You have, what is it? 2 charisma. Jax has 2 charisma, and a Cylon has 1. So I've got the strongest amount of charisma
Okay. So
amongst us.
So then, based on that, I have been talked into the course of loading up something that will the override, so that we can destroy the entire base.
Okay. As you do that, I move behind you and put a hand. I put a hand on your shoulder, and then take a step back
And
and
put the worm
observe.
in.
And then observe
Whoa.
what you and Jax are doing. Okay, so at the minute I'm standing behind you, and I'm observing what you and Jax are doing.
Okay. So here we go. The die are
Go for it,
being
Doctor.
5, 3, 3, 5, 6.
Okay, that's pretty much enough, because you've had a couple of opportunities digging around in this thing, but something irks you, Doctor. You realise that this was all far too easy.
Yay, Cylons. Oh,
Numbers start going up through the roof.
all right. We had a pause
Then
there.
the
Go back
lights
to
come on.
go back 5 seconds. Far too easy was the last.
Go back
one.
proceedings. You
Far
realise
too
it's
easy.
all been far too easy.
Okay.
The numbers are going up. This system should be capable of putting up more of a fight, of putting up more of a firewall. And then you get a sinking feeling. The lights in the room come on. And you realise that the ceiling is much, much higher up than it should be. And looking down on you from above on a gantry are a series of Cylon warriors, all with their weapons trained on you. And a screen further up with the singular eye. Thank you very much. You've done an excellent job of testing just what level you humans will go to try and ascertain our latest program.
Whoa.
Your sacrifice, Captain Celine, will not have been in vain. You have been
Wowzer.
immeasurably helpful to the Cylon people. We appreciate everything you've done today. Centurions, execute the prisoners.
Whoa.
Execute Order 66.
Well,
Oh,
you
I'm
knew you
sorry.
weren't getting out of it
Across the
alive,
path.
but there
Ah.
was no way I was letting
That's
that
it.
boy McAuley have it his
Oh.
own way.
That was it. Well,
Uh,
what I was going to do, what I was planning to do, why I was standing behind you and Jax, was once you guys had inserted the worm, I wasn't going to allow you to get killed by
Please
the
stop saying
Cylons.
inserted the worm.
I was going to execute the both of you painlessly, and then I was going to then execute myself, so that the Cylons
McAuley
didn't
always has to make
have
it.
the. But that was a really good game, right? But that's showing what the RPG can do.
Yes.
So we've had comedic moments, we've had very dark moments, we've had dramatic moments, and this is what an RPG is. It's essentially creating your own story within the Stranded Warrior universe, using the stats, using all of that. So if you get a games master or somebody who wants to create a story, what we've given you is the complete tools to do this. And we're going to keep adding to this, as I say. We've got a Cylon handbook, which will enable you to play as the Cylon Empire at various stages.
I mean, who wouldn't want to play as the Cylon? Come on.
At various stages of the Cylon's development. You may actually even meet Count Iblis during that RPG.
That is
so
fantastic, by the way.
So we could run the next one if there's enough people who enjoyed this. We could run the next one, and we can have us as Cylons, and then one person as Count Iblis, and we can look at how Iblis possibly infiltrated the Cylon society and influenced the Cylons to become who they actually were. We could do that. That is part of Stranded Warrior canon fiction. So there's lots of things we can do, and then we've got a third little add-on that will give you an overview of the colonial fleet's weapons and ships, so you'll be able to outfit yourself with Vipers and different experimental ships, and they'll give you all the information about dice rolls. As you saw us do, we did dice rolls on weapons and attributes. We all had special skills in our character sheet. So you don't have to have predetermined characters. We just did that today just to be able to run through this, but you can create your own characters with all the information that we give you in these books. So you can create your own story. I did see our beloved Commander Kane say that this was like live Battlestar Radio. Yeah, essentially that's what we're doing here. We're playing various roles. My role was somebody who's been very damaged and battle scarred and has a lot of psychological conflict and was under incredible pressure and strain in that game. So that's why I played out certain events the way I did. Pete's character is very conservative. They're worried about their own safe being. They're a hacker. They're a computer nerd.
You said loser wrong. But anyways, go ahead.
They're not a combatant. You have a reprogrammed Cylon who is constantly in conflict with its programming and reprogramming, and then you have
fantastic individual.
And then we have Jack's Rider, who is somebody who's kind of fits in between as an NPC that we can call on for help if we need to. We could have expanded upon, if we had more time, we could have expanded upon Jax's role. But Andy and I wanted to bring out that little bit of conflict between Jax and Celine when it came to Celine going off the rails. So you can see how the characters interplay within an RPG. And then very quickly before we finish off, I want to talk about ABC Games. So ABC Games is a company that's been created by Andy. I'm one of the directors of it. We've provided this game with Tipsy Toaster Productions, XG3, and everybody in the Stranded Warrior team. You all know that we're bringing out Frankendice. Hopefully, I'm allowed to talk about that for a little bit. But we're bringing out Frankendice next year, and this is going to be a family-oriented game set within the Stokerverse. I'm going to release some information here that I haven't really been allowed to, but Frankendice is also going into game book and children novelization. So Frankendice is going to be it's going to be its own franchise as well through ABC Games and various publishers. I won't mention the publisher because the publisher will want to discuss it themselves in January. But we are committed in ABC Games to give affordable, fun adventures just like the one we've given you. We know times are hard, but we also want people to have enjoyment and fun, and that was why we created ABC Games. So there you go. That's my 2 cents about ABC Games, and we're going to keep working with IFB. We're going to be
Yes. Go ahead.
There you go. We're going to keep working with IFB. We're going to keep working with XG3. We're going to have other things out with Tar Protocol very soon. We've got lots of things that we're going to be doing with ABC Games that we will be keeping you all informed about. But yeah, like we all hope you enjoyed this. We we did a run through. I mean, how this works is actually we played this once before. It was a completely different game. Everybody played the game differently, and so yeah. And again, just thanks very much, Andy, for doing the GM of that. Perfect. And that's all I have to say about it.
Thank you.
Absolutely,
it's good fun.
It's fantastic.
I think Tipsy had the hardest role. Tipsy had the hardest role because the straight human characters can kind of do whatever they want, but every so often you were forced in this position where, what you wanted to do had to be determined simply on a dice roll. But that's right. That's part of the fun.
It's ones and zeros, baby. Ones and zeros.
Ones and zeros, yes and no's. But I'd be interested to do a group who were Cylon sympathizers.
Wow.
In my head, that literally a group of humans who have been hoodwinked into being loyal to the Cylons, and what would they do?
Actually talked into the correct decision making.
Well, speaking of that, Chris Marshall was saying that I can already see you need an Eastern Alliance expansion.
Ooh, that's an idea.
We actually do have the Eastern Alliance in the RPG. They are. They are there.
I mean,
they are there.
I missed that.
Yeah. Space Nazis. Yeah. Everybody likes space Nazis.
Yep.
So I think it was one of the most interesting things with my Christmas was that I am now a Nazi in an Indiana Jones video game. So I was thanks to Disney, the people at Disney, I was retroactively added into Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis. If anybody remembers that game, it's just been reissued and brought out. And I am in there as a Nazi that Indiana Jones has to fight and defeat. And I am pretty damn hard to fight and defeat.
You're a boss.
I'm actually a boss, in the game. So, very many thanks to Disney for that, actually. That was lovely. I'm not sure I want it to be I think actually now the game doesn't call them Nazis, they just call them very bad guys.
Very bad.
Very bad guys.
Nazis. Very bad Nazis. Lola and Paul, James McCoy, George, and James Armstrong. Let's see, a couple. I think there's
actually now where the game doesn't call.
There's a bunch of you that are watching. Chris Laskowski from Down Under. Hey guys, thank you very, very much for joining us here on this gameplay. Thank you to ABC Games. Thank you to the president, Andrew Brown. Thank you very much. The director of ABC is Chris McAuley, who actually created this, and we all, I think, had some level of input. Thank you very much for making this happen. I hope everybody enjoyed this. I hope everybody's having a great holiday or making the best of it. New Year is approaching. Please download it, play it. Let us know what you think.
And go ahead, Pete. Sorry.
Go ahead. I just want to thank everyone that was watching here with us live. Everybody that took place here and a part in the gameplay itself. But I also want to thank everybody that plays this or watches this later. Thank you very much for tuning in to us and supporting us. Fans Fuel the Fleet and Tipsy. Final words.
I was just gonna say I was gonna play the Franken Dice. If it's okay. Can I play that? The Franken Dice video?
Yeah.
So we can see that real quick.
Go for it. Go for it. Yeah, that'd be great.
Sure. You can do whatever you like.
That's not really ours.
That's how you
That's
say
a
it.
di-
Oh,
That's a
son
different.
of a... Oh
That's
my
a
god,
different.
I'm so sorry.
That's a different one.
I'm
Well,
so sorry.
As opposed to Dr. Franken's dice.
Yes.
Dr. Frankenstein.
All right.
Sorry.
By the same token, that's a lot
Wow.
of fun.
Yes. But there we go. That's all right. We yeah.
Wow,
There's been a-
sorry.
You're all right. You're okay. You,
I-
On
yeah.
that note,
So bad.
thank you guys, and hope to see you on Thursday for our IFB Live. We have a great guest coming on, and thank you again. And here we go. Thank you. That's the actual
That's the-
box.
Um,
It's an actual tabletop
Sorry.
game.
Yes.
Frankendice, Dr. Frankendice.
Okay.
I missed the doctor.
Well,
We can fix that in post. So
Yeah, we'll have to cut that out.
yes, we can.
Wow.
Thank you guys
I feel
again.
about that big right now.
Yeah, fans fuel the fleet, everybody. Here's
Yep.
to you. Cheers. Happy New Year.
Slangshot.
Yeah. Take care, everybody. No, let me get the right one. Let me get the right one at this point in time. So, take care. Oh, I feel bad.
Bye.
Take care.